Hello, welcome to Gakwaya with AI, and today we are looking at one of the best activity that we are going to do. Yes, today is going to be beautiful. If you have been here before, last time we had challenges, we had issues to do live coding. I love live coding. And it was a little bit bad because of the device was not so happy. So today I'm going to try a different approach. Yes, today I'm going to try a totally different approach that if it works, it will be super great. So I'm going to use code space from GitHub, which has been proven to be one of the good space. The good thing is not using my computer, so I expect there will be no heavy lifting on my end, because that's where my laptop was like, no, I cannot carry this, I cannot stream and then do these coding things you want me to do. I should give up on you. And yeah, indeed it was like that. But now that's why I say, okay, let's go this way. And yeah, I think I'll activate that too. Okay, so with that, I think I forgot to go to Twitch. I want to try both of them. So I'm trying the 3 channel. Uh, we have YouTube, we have Twitch, and we have TikTok. So if you are following me from TikTok, some people are following me from YouTube, others are following me from Twitch. So all over, for the sake of this educational goal, yes. So what are we going to cook today? Today we have a very good meal we want to cook. We are now in the year or the era where people are generating or building images almost every day. So when you create image or you create a video, everything that you create, there is something they call metadata, which are information about the tool that you are creating. So that information it's hidden on the image or video or whatsoever. Hello, how are you guys? Welcome. So today we're going to build a tool that will going to help you to view those metadata, but also if you want, you can remove the metadata so that your image can be clean, can be very clean. How did I think about that? I generated the image from ChatGPT and I uploaded it on LinkedIn, and it was like, okay, there was this kind of sign that no, this is generated by AI, and I know it's known that it's generated by AI, but why should you put it in my face? So because of that, that's why I said, okay, let me find out how I can make metadata remover or metadata viewer. You understand what are information in that particular image, and what should I do? So we are going to do every coding or using code space. So we are going to go to our GitHub. That's where we are going to start with. So at GitHub, when you open your own GitHub, you can go direct to create new. Yep, that's how easy it is. And this one we are going to call it metadata info. I'll use I. So we are going to call metadata info. And we can give it this is not, I will keep it private because I'm sharing live, so I don't need to make it public. I like to keep things private even if I'm sharing a doc whatsoever. Definitely I'll be happy if you like, share and comment and say whatever you feel like. Yes, I'll be happy. Okay, so we create our repository on GitHub because we are going to use code space from GitHub. So direct, we go here to code, and we go down here, we create code space on main. That's easy, straight, direct to part of creating code. And what we are going to build, actually, we are going to build using Python. So we are going to write number of lines of Python, and I have prepared almost everything. So we're not going to take forever here. We might, you never know. But yeah, the plans is we shouldn't be here for hours. Okay, so my environment is up and running and it's ready. Few things has to be set up. Okay, I think we are done. We are good to go. And I will hide this for now. So the first thing that you need to do here is we go to the terminal direct and we install UV, because I'm going to use UV, which is one of the best library management. So it's so good. It's so good. And it's made easy. I don't know. I feel it made my work easy. Or it's just because it's kind of also trending. So sometimes we miss what it is. Install UV. So that's all we need to do here. We install that, and the rest of the thing is going to be done using UV and the like. So let me show you while we are starting. So the tool, the app itself will look like this. So we have extract metadata. You can do whatever you want. You can change the UI. We can do that if we want in the future, but for now, this is the UI kind of we use. You can remove image metadata. You can even replace. You can change. You say, okay, because actually this is very important part, because when you are now marking your images, your videos, that okay, this image was created by so and so. So it's become easy to track the image, to know that okay, this image is coming from me. Why? Let's check the metadata. Yeah. Great. So this is what we are going to end up creating. And I added this one just because I was like, you know what? I love to see a very good Markdown converted to doc. I love to see Markdown in document. So, but I don't want to see those Markdown signs all over my document file. So that's why I had to add this. This was totally out of the need. So let's go back. Let's go back where we are building, and our UV is in now. So UV, the good thing about UV, you can start your project very easy by saying UV init, and you can say which Python you are targeting. We are targeting 3.11. You can say the name of the project, or you can add it later, because at the end of the day, they are creating a file which we are going to edit if we want. So let me show you the file that has been created. This is the file. And here we can change whatever we want. Mostly they use the name of the folder, which in this case was already there, metadata info, and you can add your description here. Python has been mentioned here. Dependencies, these are now where all your files are going to go, all your libraries, I mean, yes. So let's install the libraries that we are going to use. Yep, let's bring in the libraries. We are going to use a number of libraries to make this work. Actually, we could not need a lot until when I was trying this new there's new metadata that is being added to images, mostly because of AI, and yep, allow. And that metadata is using a different, it's kind of interesting. So let's see what we are going to add. Because we are building fast API, so it will be a fast API. but also we are going to add some MCP possibility in the future. So I wanted to add it directly there. We have Markdown it. This is for other Markdown you saw there. We have this one is very important for this particular task of extracting the metadata, and we have the image. This will help us to manage the image, and we have the PDF, we have the docs, because we are going to manage to be able to read metadata from all those kind of document. But we have UVCon, which is going to run our first API. And this tool here, the C2PA, this is the new library that helps you to read information, metadata. It's to understand if the image is really generated by AI or whatsoever. So yeah, these are the libraries that we are going to add in our project. Let's push that. I'm not creating virtual environment because I'm using direct here. So otherwise, I will remove these two library, the last two library, and I will put them manually because I see they are starting to bring their yes. So it's in there, it's worked. Now I will add them manually separately because I know the reason. They need a lot of other things which we are going to do them on our Docker file. So yeah, I'm not going to install everything here in this particular instance that we got. So yeah, so the other library that didn't go through is C2PA. That's good. And another one is LXML. Good. So we are almost done here. With this set, we are almost done. Now we can start bringing in what we want to bring to this particular app. So this application is going to have key main files, like 2 to 3. Actually, they are now 2. They are the only file that we are looking forward now going ahead is 2 files only. So we do touch, and we do main.py, and we do docker file. Those are the main files that we need in this project, because main.py will be having all the fast API information, and the Docker will have all the information that we want. Yeah, you can install that extension. I don't have a problem, but we are going to be leaving quickly. So yeah. So if you are coming in, please feel free to comment, to like, ask a question. I'll be happy to answer if I see it on time. But yeah, I'm really happy. And another thing that if you were here before, you know, my device was acting up, but now with this, I think it's the best solution. Yes, I will see how it goes. There is some limit of using code space, specific number for free. So I will see if the free version it's ideal, and if otherwise, or if I need to pay, how much it costs. I haven't looked at if I would pay for user. I haven't checked it out, but I love it so far. It's going smooth, and I don't have any dragging. Do you experience any dragging on your side? Please feel free to share. Feel free to share back here so that I know, and I use your time properly. I don't spend your time dragging here. Okay. So we'll bring all the imports that we need, because that's the key thing. So we are going to do number of import actually. We are going to do a lot can really use this now to the normal standard. So we have the normal fast API and all the key things. We have the pillow, we have the key helper. All these are going to be used in one way or another as we go forward. And the next thing is, I will not need you this method, so please can you go? Yep. We'll come back to that. So with that, actually with that, then let's start with our fast API, because that's our next thing. And we say, okay, here is where we declare that we have our fast API. We say the title, description, and version. You can have any information there you want. It's just the initial part of declaring all your key information that you want. So remember, this is fast API, and if you remember what I showed you here, this is a HTML. So how does that work for fast API to save HTML? Because fast API was supposed to be API. Now we see HTML. Yeah, you can save HTML in fast API by creating specific folder called static on the folder side. So we are going to create that as we go. We create it now. Static. And inside that folder, we are going to put the file which has nothing, it's just the UI of the API. So remember that. We can even leave that for future without stressing now, but that's how you do. If you want to have HTML files saved in your fast API, then create a folder which is called static, and then start saving the HTML as normal as you can. Yep. So the next thing here, we have to create the functions that are going to help us to do the metadata. So the first function we are going to start with is going to be image. So we are going to say, okay, as detected, annotation in code and recommended checking. Would you like to change these settings? Do I need? I can say yes, but I will not. Okay, so this is the main brain of our metadata. Why that? This is everything that is going to be done by metadata reading. This is the main tool. So what it does, it get the format, mode, size, info, text, if there is any text, but also this new standard now of C2PA. You can read it about C2PA, because this is the new way to make sure that the document that you see online, they are going to be easily identified that, okay, this one is generated by AI. Not because they have pressed the watermark on the video, no, but they have added in the metadata, which is the cool way to deal with, because the watermark things is so annoying, but with this kind of information is so good. We'll see what are they putting in metadata in these days. We'll see together. So this is our main method for that, to get all the metadata, and we have things that we have to go through into the file, to the image itself, to extract the EXIF, and then from there we gather all the key information, put the key information there, then boom, we are able to share it. That's all. That's all. The C2P manifest is still not working smoothly that as I want, but there's a long way to go. So I'm still working on that to make sure that I master it on the other side. But apart from that, we can able to see the metadata. We'll be able to do as much as we want. Okay, so the next function that we have to add here is function to get PDF and docs, which are going to use also the two libraries that we have added. So this is going to be for doc, but let's start with the PDF one. So on the PDF, we're using the same normal library to read the file, and then from there we get the metadata dialect, and then from there we pass the metadata so that we can be able to show to the API, because we're building API, we are not building anything else, and the API is going to be called by anything. So it's going to be called by UI, or it's going to be called by another AI or another API. So all of that will be able to function smoothly without any challenge, any problem as we can see. Do live hacking instead. Make it a video instead so people can search and find it. Yeah, I will keep this video. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. I will keep this video. I'll keep this video for that. Yeah, thank you very much. And sometime I might not see because I'm looking at the screen, but yeah, I really appreciate for all the comments and the suggestions. They are very nice and very encouraging. Yeah. Good. And I think, yeah, I think I should make this repository public. That should be another good way of contributing. Thank you very much. That's a good idea. All right. So let's continue. Let's continue with our journey. Let's continue with our journey. Yeah. So now with our doc, which is amazing because I got, I realized about this particular library when I was working on this project. Wow, that's okay. I can deal with doc in Python. Why I have never thought about this? Ooh. So when I realized that, I was really happy, and I think that's what pushed me to add the other endpoint for Markdown. But yeah, so. And it's straight. This library is so straight that I love it. I really love it. You can just do as much as you want. And I came to realize also that, no, I love it. I'll leave that for the future. Let's continue. So the key thing that we do here also is pulling the metadata. And where do we get the metadata? We initialize our doc. And then from there we get the core properties. From the core properties that we get from the doc, then we compare with the proper name that we check if the author is there and the like, and then we put this information together and we share back to the user who is coming to ask. Remember, these are functions. You can use them locally or you can use them on API. Until we build the API, these are just functioning that you can place them anywhere, and if you follow the same rule, they will give you the same result. That's another good thing about functions. You can create them and use them anywhere. So far we have the three functions. We have the get image metadata, we have the PDF metadata, and the docs. So the next thing now, let's start building this particular endpoint, because that's why we are here. We are here to build the endpoint. These functions are functions. They cannot be accessed until we build endpoint that are going to allow other people, even myself, I cannot access them from there until we build endpoint. So the first endpoint we are going to build is now the one for metadata, to extract metadata, and this is going to extract using all the three functions. And how does it work? It's simple. You declare, you say the name of the endpoint. So the endpoint of the API is going to be extract metadata. The summary should not stress you about. And then this function is almost the same. And some people actually, they bring all this code within here, which is not a good way to build endpoint, because endpoint, you should separate. In a real application, even this to be here was not supposed to be, because you separate between routers and also functionality and also the final endpoint. So, but because this is simple and is straight, we don't need to stress about all of that. Yeah, so we have this, we are waiting to get a file, and that file, when it comes through, we check what kind of file it is. If it's the image, then we know we are going to deal with the image metadata. If it's PDF, then we use the function for PDF metadata to extract what is inside there. And if it's docs, then we go direct to docs and they get that particular information. So yeah, that's straight and that's easy. Remember, we are using if condition, and that's exactly what if condition does. Check what is coming and then do what it's supposed to do. What are we returning? We are returning the metadata in a JSON format. So if you remember the function, they are all returning array-like, which is giving you all the information that you want. So you see we have this, which is dictionary in another way. Now I'm calling different names in a different areas. But yeah, that's done. And let's go to the next endpoint. The next endpoint now is the one to remove metadata. That's good. Yeah, we'll make sure we make this public. I love that. I really love that, Agent K. We make this public. People should be able to do this, to have this. All right, so the remove now image metadata, which I love the most. This was the reason why I even looked at this project. Trust me. So how does it work? We have seen this part. We know now that is going to expect post. We have seen that already. Let's see now on the actual functionality. We get the image. We get whatever is coming, image. If it's image, we load it using now. You remember the libraries we have been including here. This is coming from. It's coming from Pillow. I think, yeah, that's how they call it. Yeah, I call it Pillow. So if it's not like that, you understand. But yeah, that's how I call it. Thank you. So yeah, so we load the image so that we can be able now to deal with the image dialect. So we load the image, and then from there we get the image data, and then we can read from that particular information what is inside the metadata. And then if this is coming to remove then remember we are taking everything that is not generic, because the generic information, every image has a metadata about the size of the image. There's key information, but also there is some added information which are not necessary. Also, if you edit an image, that also information is kept within that particular image. And there's almost every activity that you do on the image, there's a way that if you are using this kind of software like Photoshop, whatever software that deals with image, that's one of the key things that they know better toward addition information, that okay, this information has to be kept somewhere. So this function here, what it does is to make sure it strip that particular information, that particular data is cleared out of the file, and then we are good to go. Good. We give it the name, and then we stream it back. We return the file back to the user, to the sender, and they say the user is happy. Okay, my file is clean, my file is new. And actually, this also, take note, this also can be another way for you to keep some of the private information. Maybe if you want to share, to send information using image, you can send it with our third endpoint, because our third endpoint is now replacing. So the third endpoint it's kind of removable, but instead of just removing and clear the image, what we do here, we write another metadata on the image, but we make sure that we get rid of whatever metadata or which was on the image, and then we put new metadata to make sure that okay, this thing is nice, it's cool and sweet. Yep. How do we do that? We do the same thing. We have to get the image in, and then after getting the image, we get the data. And then here we start writing the information that we want to do. So we are going to write author. So you can write, okay, this image was created by me, and the title and description, copyright and keyword. And this seems to be complex if you look at this way, but when we go to the UI, it will look so straight. And that's why if you are, if it's two-way. If you don't like to do this kind of work, you can use the part of which is already made, and it's fair, it's the same, it's okay. And what we do last here, we return back the file. So this is totally for streaming back the file as it has been packed together and ready to go. And yeah, this is the good part. You can even have your secret information here, sharing to someone, and you send it. You send them the image and they will be able to read that. But yeah, that's another topic for another day in another context. With that said, we can go to our last, my favorite one, because this was added as extra, was not supposed to be here. Yeah, this one was not supposed to be here, but after learning a little bit more about docx, yeah, it's the same. Then I was like, you know what, I want to have my markdown converted from here. Yeah, so this is one which is dealing with converting markdown to docx. What we do here, we do the basic of the markdown. You know the markdown, right? It has this kind of hash, a lot of hash, which define a specific behavior and a specific rule on the image, on the text, so that whoever is going to read that can be able to understand what the markdown is going to look like, the heading, the subheading, the table. So that's what I was trying to cover here, to make sure that I can be able to go with there's part where you find the code, there's part where you find a number of things that you need to deal with, board and the like. And it is not the perfect one, but it does the work, which I love the most. And that's the main key, actually. At the end of the day, it should do the work, right? At the end of the day, it should do the work, and it should be perfect on that particular level. When you talk about perfection, we don't talk about perfection in a long term. We talk perfection at that particular level with the particular information you have at hand. Because sometimes you have very limited information and you say it's perfect for level while you don't even know anything. So yeah, that's another day. Okay, so what do we do here? The same. After getting now the function is done, always make your functionality of your endpoint to be separate from the endpoint itself, because it make your endpoint cleaner and straight. And this will receive only text, so what is coming in is just text, and then those texts are looked into, converted to doc. Actually, yeah, I'll jump that. Converted to doc, and then pass. This we're just saving here. We don't do much here actually. We just, okay, we are going to save on this, on IO, and then we pass, we write on it, and boom, we are good to go. We are good to go. Yeah. And when you are dealing with files in Python, this will be your favorite actually. Writing on IO instead of writing actual file, writing on memory. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, and I love it. Okay, so with that, I think we are almost done. So we are going to add our route, the main, okay, which is going to, we're going to keep that for static. So with that, we have also to finalize, bring in our HTML that is going to be saved. But for us now to save this as a HTML, we need to mount the static folder. Remember that, because you cannot save if you didn't mount the static folder. Because we created a static folder and it's ready to be used, but now for Fast API to remember to know where it is, you need to mount it. I love to mount it at the top, because that's where you see things from. So yeah, let's bring it. What do? We say app, we use the same app, we say the folder, and then we are good to go. So with this, when you mount it, and now we have pointed it to be, okay, whatever is coming here, you know what is going to happen? We are going to go to static. We need to get the index.html from there, straight. Whatever, when you open this, if it's running and you open, it will take you direct to index.html. No, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. And that makes this part almost over before we need to create our index.html. Index.html. Okay. And this file will have the UI that I showed you already, because we can change the way we want. We can change the way we want it to be, but also we need to add some JS and some styles. Yeah, we need to add that. It's simple HTML. Let me bring in also JS and style. We'll start with style. I will not have much on this because this is just UI And the UI is UI. There is no much. It's just how it should look. But also, I think I should recommend, guys. I love Python. I love these complex languages, but you better need, if you want to go into code, I think JavaScript is one of the big things that people are not really talking much. But you can do a lot of things. I have built some of crazy apps that I could never think about using JS, because I love to write code in Java, like really Java, but I moved to JavaScript recently actually, and yeah. So if you know about front end, you know this a lot of here will be calling the API and accessing those information, loading the information. This was even, we can cut this and press it somewhere else and we could still have the same API works. It's just that sometimes it's easy to make this run from within here. And let's look at it. Let's start with HTML, right? Let's start with HTML, which is our main. And another thing is, people, they think HTML is easy, but it's not. HTML is not as easy as people think about it. No, it's not. So we need to specify the folder. You see now the pattern of the folder. This is the key, because on the mounting here, we said the folder is static. So for the browser to be able to connect and to find these files properly, we need to make sure that we connect properly. So the folder is, first of all, the index itself is in static. Second, the style and the script, they're all in static. And we need to mention them, because if it was in another context, this was not necessary, because it's okay, the main folder is here, you don't need to mention. But it's different. It's different. Did I install that? No, I didn't. Okay. I have on my local environment, I have this kind of preview HTML, which become easy to see on the site. But yeah, you see this side of HTML UI front end. I think I will not do much, but let's look a little bit on JavaScript, because that is a little bit important. So on JavaScript, we have this UI here. This is the UI that we are looking at, and it can come, it's responsive. So when you have the big screen, big size or big page, it will go on the side. Let me try to push it. Yeah. So it goes like that. So with that, we can go back to our code. Let me return. So our navigation become easy. Where are we? We're good. We're good. There we go. So our navigation become responsive and easy to navigate based on the device, but also, so we get the ID, the class, we are targeting the class here, and here we are doing the same thing, but here we have the ID for loader, and we have element by ID also here for result section and result content. So after getting this variable initialized, ready to be working, and we are waiting, we are doing that only after DOM content loaded. That's where we initialize all of this. This can be frustrating if you don't look at this simple thing like DOM content loader. Yeah. So then we do the navigation thing, we add the key link, we check which is active, we change those information. Oh, I don't know if I should be going through this, but yeah, we call the API, and then from there we are good to go. 1 minute, what am I missing here? All right, that's good. All right, so with that, I think we are almost done. So we do the display. These are the very basic things that if you are in this area, you'll be able to do them. And I think I will work on the UI more. I think it should change a little bit, but yeah, that's all. We do the posts, the call for the API, we send the form data, we wait for the response. If we get the response, we just download the image direct. And where is the download image? It's very simple. We get the image, and then from there we do the magic there, which there's no magic in coding. And then boom, we have to create our URL there, and then the file automatic upload. Yeah, download, sorry for that. The file will download automatically. Yep. Good. So with that, I think we are almost done here. So the main part now is to make this thing work, because it's easy to bring this thing here, to put them together, to show them that they are together, but the part that is complex is to put them together and to share to someone that they can access. So how do we make that possible? First of all, we are going to use Docker. Why are we using Docker? Docker is easy to deploy and share. Yes, greetings. I'm very sorry. I have not been looking at TikTok. I really apologize. How are you? It's good to see you. How was your weekend, by the way? Not the weekend, the week. The week has been good. Happy to see you here, and everyone who is here. Yeah. You are much welcome. Yes. Hello, Angela. Nice to see you. Cosmica. Yeah. Nice to see you guys. You're amazing. Yeah, on YouTube, good. It's good to have you guys around. Okay, let's continue with our part. Why Docker is important. So Docker will help us to deploy our app anywhere we want. And mostly, I love to deploy my app on my virtual private server, which is powered by Docker, fully powered. So if I make a Docker work here, I can deploy it in a second on my VPS, and you'll be having the working URL in a few minutes. So if it's application, you'll be having the working application. The moment my Docker build and run correctly locally, then we are good to go. Yeah, so let's bring now the Docker part. So the Docker part is interesting because we are going to use a number of things. The first thing we are going to use image from official Python, which is the lightest one. Yes, Cosmica, how is everything going? Thanks for the likes, guys. Whoever is tapping is supporting and is making this very, very interesting. Thank you for the like, guys. Thank you. So yeah, so if we look here, we see that we can do number of things. We can really do number of things. Number one is that you need to bring in the image that is light for the sake of making your project not too heavy, because trust me, if you are going to make your Docker too heavy, remember that is going to be the cost on the device that is going to run the container. So you need to think about that. It's like you are getting container from China and you want to pack everything in, but you are going to carry only, you are buying from China only t-shirt, only 2 t-shirts, but your container is very, very heavy. You bought those crazy container. Don't do that. All right. So remember when we started, we installed UV. And now this is the new computer we are going to. So we need also to install UV on this new computer that we are going to be using. And this, yeah, new computer. I love that. Let's take it like that, new computer. So this is where we do that. We install the UV so that we can be able to use it properly inside here. Why UV is easy to me, the way I looked at, it doesn't stress me. That's where I was saying before that I think it's because it's new, or it's because I don't know. But I felt like it was not a lot of work. It was not a lot of work. I don't know. Because the only thing I need to do here is that, because on PIP I had to do a number of things. But yeah, let's leave that for the future. And another thing is now, when we installed, I had a very hard time to make the C2PA work. So I had to go to do a lot of research, but at the end of the day, I got these 3 internal libraries that have to be installed. And that's why you saw when I was running dialect from the environment, it was like, no, I will not accept that because of these 2, the C2PA. But now, if you install this and your device has no other conflict, the C2PA will work, library will work well. Yeah, that was one of the headache I had, when only the headache, I think, apart from searching about this other tool. That was the only headache I think I can remember. Was a little bit stressful because we needed to do number of things. So yeah, let's do that. So the next thing is install the project into the app, and here we are not doing really much. We are doing a very basic thing. We copy all from the folder to the app, and this is another thing that you need to remember. If you are doing this from local environment, make sure here, because I love to use all, because this dot here means everything in this folder. I love to go with that. But now the problem of this is going to copy everything, which is bad. Now I'm confusing you because I'm saying it's good and it's bad. Yes, that's why you need to get familiar, or you get used to use Docker ignore. This is very important. So in here you can say file folders like VMV. You don't need to copy them in your Docker image. You don't. There's a number of things that sometimes you find here that you don't need to push them to the Docker image when you are building that. So you need to remember that. Get familiar, make sure you have this here so that those files that you don't need, you exclude them through here. I don't like to specify files here. I really don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't know. I think it's me. I don't know. But I don't like to specify each file on the Docker file. No. I like to give it all, but control which file is going to go there by using docker ignore. Okay, so work, well, we need to define work dir, work directory, which is going to be up in our case. And then from there, we need to do some of the environment variables, which is not necessary in our case. So we'll pass that, but we can go direct to install. This is where now UV come into power. UV come into power like this. This is all. Sync. By doing this, it will be able to install every library that has been defined in dependencies easily, direct, smoothly. I don't know why I like that, but I like that. Yeah. Install dependencies. And then last but not least is, you remember we need to expose the port. I can use autocomplete, is there for, we're going to 8,000. And then from there we have to run the code. Yep. And the first API. I will not first. No, I will jump that. I will jump first MCP for now, because that we are going to do that after making this work first. So we are going to call our CMD, and then from there we have to say UV, that's our key. Then we have to say run, and we have to say UVcon. You remember that? Remember that library? And if you are using, normally you could say UVcon main :app, and these are going to be joined. So they look so scary, but they are going to be, it's like the way to say, okay, these are commands. Yeah. This was necessary. Where I had an issue last time when I was working on a project, and this defining the host was the solution, because if the, yeah, I remember. What did I do? Okay, let's cross this. What is breaking my view? So we have CMD, we have UV, run, UVcon, main::app, host, the domain, the everything, then the port, then that. I think we are done. I think we are really done. Yes, guys, I'm really grateful you guys, you stopped by, show some love. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. So with this, I think we are almost done. So let's now go to the really stage where we tested this and see if it's going to run. And this is where we build and run. So we are going to build. What is going to happen here is everything we are going to do is going to be on the Docker file. So we are going to depend on the Docker mostly. So we can say Docker build, and then we we say tag, we have to say what is a tag, and we can call this, it's called metadata info. And then we say, where should we get a Docker file? There. Did I save everything? I don't know. If I saved everything, the build will be smooth and easy, and then it will be going. So we are installing UV. Then we're installing some libraries. Yeah. As it is installing that, so yeah. It's learning get. Coming back to our first API, I want to add a fast MCP. That's my goal now, which is easy and straight, but I'm still thinking, why am I thinking instead of adding it? Why am I thinking instead of adding it direct? Because it's a good thing to have this. All right, so it's the building has gone smooth. The build has gone smooth and it has completed. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So after this now we can be able to run this Docker. We can be able to run this Docker by saying Docker run, and we are going to say p port. I don't know why I need to change. Right, I will not change. I think there is no any other 8000 here. Do we have another? I don't think so. Yeah, so we change that. We're not changing actually. And we have to say this name. So metadata underscore info. Metadata underscore info. And open in browser. Let's see if we are going to get this thing work. Okay. Ooh, there we go. There we go. So now I will show you now what I was talking about. I created an image here already from AI, from ChatGPT. Actually, not ChatGPT is AI, right? No, ChatGPT is this application. ChatGPT is not AI. Okay, we can bring this here and see what it will do. Let me see if I can drag that because I don't want to go into files. There we go. ChatGPT. Let's see what we get. Image file cannot identify image file, but something interesting has happened. Let me see. Bad. So we have this interesting error, which is extract method bad requests post. Okay. Not found. No, these are not. Ignore this. They are not necessary. Not found of fav icon. But what I'm looking here is post extract metadata or bad request. Yeah, that's interesting. We have PNG. Let's reload this. Let me go to the API itself. So the funny thing is, you see where am I? I can go to the API by going there and say docs. And there I will get the API. Now I'm dealing direct with API. Okay? And I can do what I was doing on the UI, but here it will be a little bit different. This is a little bit, there is no man in the middle. Let me upload that same image. And I will show you this other tool that I tested, which was giving me, actually it was the reason why I had to search for C2, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, I have an issue little bit on the image part. What's the problem with this image? Let me try it on another endpoint. Let's see if I go to Lipress. No, Lipress will be a little bit tough. Let's see. Without UI, I can do that. Let me remove first. Remove is straight. Remove is a straight one and is so easy to tell if my image is having issue. Here we go. Here we go. Do I need to rename that? Let me do that. Doesn't cost me anything. Okay. Yep, this will be Agent K. This will go public. This will be public for real. Come on, relax. Allow me to update the name. Let me cross this. Pop. Make it a video instead of people and say, okay, this is the same comment. Good. So rename this file to coding for life. All right, I have my coding for life image. I'm uploading coding for life, and then I go to remove. Let's see. I have a problem with my object byte.io have issues, and that issues are coming from what is making the byte.io my favorite. After selling you out, and now you are become like, no, let's see. What am I missing? The environment is good. This is the last part where you need to be as flexible as you can and look through the issue. So the issue here is easy. Cannot identify image file. Cannot identify image file. Had to be that. Do we have the environment has an issue with my files? Might be. Okay, let's track this, because the main issue is the file that is coming in. Okay, so the prod process. What did I remove from the Docker? The prod process is straight. Let's go through here. We get the image. We get a file name. And then from there, it's passing here because it's not bringing any error here. Then it's failing at this level. Fail to process. Actually, it doesn't even lead there. It fails here. Where is it failing exactly? Failed to know, that is inside the failed to process is here. So it's failing inside here. We can capture that. So failed to process image, cannot identify image file. Okay, nice. So what we are going to do, we are going to track our use. Should I focus on, let me focus on remove first. Yeah. And we have, so it comes there and then it bounces. Okay. Night time. Past here. Above. And what else do I need? I can get the file name. Yeah, let me get the file name. Let's see what we are getting in here at this level. And yeah, let me get file name. After that, what are we getting? We are failing within the try and catch. So from there, when the file is being opened, that's where there is an issue. Let's see that. Now, the fun thing about using Docker Dialect instead of Docker the Compose, then you need to relearn every time, which is good. It's not a problem. You need to rebuild and relearn. But if you use Compose, you can dilect that the files of this project are in here. So you don't need to do that. Whatever you changes are going to reflect direct to the application. But here we are not doing that. We are using Docker build, and mean that everything we are changing, we need to build and run. Build and run. Yep. So after that, we can do the run. We'll make this as a video. I love that. I love that. That's a good idea. That's a pretty good idea. We added that to the remove, right? Docs. Yeah. We added that to the remove. So we go to remove image metadata. We want to see that. Let's go coding for life. Boom. And if you are coding and you never face errors, then there's something wrong with you. That's a very good way to encourage yourself. But for real, you need to get errors so that you can be able to know that it shouldn't work every time. So yeah, I wanna see the file code for life. It's going through. So now that works. We need to see, after this, we need to go inside here. Now I will put, I don't need to put number of, okay, we'll see. That's okay. So file is loaded. What we are getting here, original format. What is the capability of the original format? Is a string, so we can leave it as it is. That's good. And where do we crash? Okay, where do we crash exactly? We crash possibly on opening, I think. By it fails around here. Let's see. So we can say data dot this is a list. I need to use JSON, need to convert that. That's a long process. Yeah, that's the list. So the list here, I will not deal with it now. What is going on? Okay. Let's get that. Let's get the. Let's do. Should we? I think I'll leave this. I'll leave this, but when we get the data, which is. I need to see this. What is going on with print now? Okay. All right. Nice to go. I think we are good now. We are good to go. Yeah. Let's go that way. Let's go and we'll see. If it crashed there, that's a good starting point. What do you think? What is here? Let's do that. We're checking on Zillow, so we are not breaking any rules. If there's nothing in Zillow, then we are. So this guy here, that's where I'm suspecting maybe. Let's see, because all the byte IOs are the ones that are bringing issues on this application. But we'll find out. That's a good thing. Let's get down to this. Yeah, if you are coming in, please feel free to enjoy, comment, tell us what you think. We're building an app that you can use to get information, metadata from different files. Yep. I'll put just normal print here. And this will be, I was supposed to do this to add some logging, but I didn't, which is, it's a good thing to remember now, but yeah. Initialization of So if we can see this, we are going to know that, okay, there is where the problem gets bigger. And yeah, those are the main part that I think we should hit. And if we don't, it's okay, the problem is here. But I'm sure the image is coming through because I saw that the file name is here and all the information are here. But for some reasons, we figure it out. You and me and everyone. Going to save now. And we are good. I'm done. And I cannot run that. I have to go back to my Docker. Remember, I'm using Docker, so I have to do the build and the compile. Did I save factory? Because I was doing that. And you find out that you didn't save and you feel like, what? I think they're all saved. Actually, it's only here. So yeah. Program in this file really show me on top here. What are they? No, the environment is not powered, so I know. I did some changes, so I will need to rebuild. Yeah, I know. Feel like, what? Yes. To be fast, because there's no changes anymore. Now we go to run. Let's run this thing. Good. And let's open this to the browser. Nice. Should I try it here? Remove, replace. Can try it right here. And I'll try with coding for life. I just need to see my comment because I see here cannot identify image. Oh, there is a space and something. Okay, I think I see some of unexpected characters maybe came through. Nope. Yeah, there's issues with characters that maybe came through, which is pretty bad. Because if I look at this error here on the UI, object, da 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 da. This is nice. Okay. Let's see that specific issue. So if we trace it back now to our issue here, we saw that it managed to be here, but this part, so this image here didn't work. Yes, this image didn't work. Why? File. This image didn't work. Why exactly? Let me fix this. I need my terminal. Where is my terminal? So here we don't have details, but here we do see, yeah, we do see the details that, okay, failed process image. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Remove. Let me search this. What is? So I need to. The solution is what? The solution. I see. Wow. Wow. This is nice. This is pretty beautiful. Without errors, there is no coding. Trust me. And without debugging, there is no programmers. Actually, I think debugging will be the reason why programmers, developer, engineers will stay a little bit at their jobs. Because without them, it's easy to replace. The rest can be done by AI, but AI is not as good solving debugging, especially trick, new thing, new challenges. They are not as good as that. So that's why with that, maybe it will keep us on job. Who knows? Yeah, let me find out this. Let me find out this. Because without that, it's easy. It's easy to be replaced. You can be replaced by AI, but if you have, now you can debug the code and find the problem, then you are having the chance to stick around. Because that's the only thing that is not so good at. Yeah, not so good. Let me find this result. Okay. All right. I see. So the issue is, I think I did not reset back. So it's like, you know what? Yeah. It's like the file was still, yeah, that's according to Google, which is good idea. And this is a stream, yeah. It's like crossing or something. Okay, I'll do that, and because that's the only And why did they have the issue here? That's beautiful, because there's witness. So let's build this again. Let's build. I will not fix all of them. I just fix this so that I will see if that is the cause. Because internet can give you a lot of things. Everyone is giving you what they think it's a problem. But at the end of the day, what is the real problem? You're gonna solve it. So let's see. But this sound ideal, because this is the file which was opened and has been, yeah, because this has been opened, has been written here, so it has to be kind of reset. Okay, let's do that. Bam. Open on the browser. I love code space, to be honest, because I'm sure if I was learning in my device, I could see what I saw last time. It was so much bad that I was really kind of concerned. No, that's not a reason. That's why I told you internet can have a lot of opinions. That's why you need to take what you think. Okay, let me go to the API. It doesn't change anything, but it's good. You feel like you are talking to the API dialect. Remove. And I'll check actually. Let me check the comment. Did I get, so we have the file name coming in, and after that, error. Okay. So if I do it from here, I'll get which error, and if I do it, yeah. It's good. So errors are good. Trust me, never be afraid of this thing. They are so important. They are really so important in your coding experience, because these are the ones that makes you. Let me go back to UI. They differentiate you between and the rest of the people. How much can you keep on, and how much can you spend on fixing something which is broken? And code is one of the main things that is going to break. Trust me. And if it doesn't break, then you have a problem. Because how can you do that without an issue? Why? Yep. How can you do that? Okay, so let's go a little bit slow. Coding is easy, but making it work is the hard part. And that's where you should be coming in. Yeah, you should be coming in when it's the time to make the code work. Not otherwise. Thank you very much, Angela. Thank you very much, Kisha. Yeah. You guys, you're amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate Andy For those who are on YouTube, yes, I'm keeping going. I'm working on that. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. I'm not going anywhere until I fix it. That's the way to go. Not going anywhere until this is working. Mm. We'll Google the whole internet until we fix this. Because it's kind of a strange behavior, because I made this work fully, and yeah, so it's supposed to be something so interesting that is causing this, which is beautiful, right? Yeah, it's really beautiful. Let's find out. Okay, my debugging process is going well. I get the file name, so the file name part, up to here things are going well. But now when we go to creating image, here is where there is a problem. Here is where there is a problem, because this one cannot, they say cannot what? Cannot identify image file. Okay. This is where there is a problem, because, but the file image, can I try with a different image? Maybe it's coding for life. The file is coming here. Okay, let me give it another file. I have number of files. Maybe that file is broken or something, so I can spend the whole night here while I'm working on something which is broken. You know, that's another problem. You need to test different scenario to make sure that you are not wasting time on something that is not a problem. You know that? Because you can waste a lot of time on something which was never a problem, but because the error was not so clear, then you spend time that you could spend on doing something good or solving that image problem. Let's find out. I have number of picture here. I'll try a different image. I need to see this picture first because I don't remember them now before I post my pictures on the internet, which is not a problem. It's not appropriate. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So I have this image, and let's see. This image is going through. That's something is not working with that image. Let me try this here too. I'll try this here again. Yeah, sometime you need to make sure you know that this is MP4. Does it support MP4? No, I don't remember that. Haven't done that. I'm targeting images and PDF. Can I try PDF? I don't mind being me. Okay. Here is to extract. Let's see. Yep, it's extracting. Very cool. I know about the C2P. Let's go to UI. I knew there is a problem with that image. Because, yeah. But we'll fix that image also. It's not an issue because we are dealing with image today, so you can go direct there. As long as that we are dealing with images, we'll make sure we fix that image too. So let's do extract file metadata, and I'll go direct to this file. I wish they could show it. They are not showing. So this is online. This file was downloaded online. So the file is the JPEG and it has that comment creator. You see all this information. This information is on this file. Let me show you what file I'm talking about. And it has more than that. Trust me. It has more than that information we are seeing there. Here. Yep. So this is the image that you see the data here. But now I'll work on this. This I'm still working on it. I told you about that. But you see all this information, people comment on the image. Now we can clear that. We can remove that and remain with the key information, because I don't know. I'll keep that for the future. But yeah, we can clear that. Let's do that by going to the remove here and drag the same image. It's supposed to be download, because when you upload image online, it takes a lot of information about your phone, about what, so about your location actually. And this is the removal has worked and has downloaded the cringe. The cringe is this one. The only thing that changed is the name on the file. So you can see here they added cringe. But now let's go and view this metadata of this particular image. We can go back here and see what are the metadata of this image by bringing in the cringe division. So you see now I plotted a cringe division, and let's see what are the information. Every useless information has been cleared, and now we have a little bit this, and this one will not be there, because this one is having issue because of some of the thing that I have to work on, and I will not stop until I fix that. But yeah, for now this image is clean, has no other information apart from the key information that's supposed to be identifying the image. If you take a picture on your phone, it will take all the information including your phone type, if you use the front camera or back, if you are in which area, in which country, in which location, all those information are being shared. So when you are sharing image online, you are not sharing just image, you are sharing almost everything. And that's why you cannot lie that, okay, I took this picture, I was here, and people, they want to know a little bit more, they will say, no, that's a lie, because this image shows that he took this picture at his or her house. How do they know your house? They know your address, right? So they'll be able to tell, like, okay, this guy is a good liar we have ever seen, and if he's lying, then he's I was not looking sad, Agent. I was looking for solution, and when you are looking for solution, you have to look for it, right? But I appreciate Agent K. Not sad. It's concerned, like, why this image is doing this. Now let's go back to that image. Let's find out why is acting really unprofessional. Oh, you see, there's no image. Oh my God. So I was fixing a problem which is not there. And this will happen to you if you are coding, if you are building apps, if you are doing whatever related to programming. You might sometime spend hours fixing something that is not even there. There's no problem at all. So if you're a programmer, you are doing this, make sure that you verify that is this really a problem, or it's something just need to mess with my day. So let's go back to ChatGPT and let's download this image. Why didn't, okay, we'll download this image. Let's see if we can see this image. It's not. So there is a problem of download. Can you see what we see here? Just download dialect and it's not showing. I think I'll go back there and there is another download. I can right click and save the image, or I can close that and use this one here. Let's see how this is different. Still, I'm not getting the image. Yeah, there is a problem. What is going on? What's going on with you, ChatGPT, and your team? Save the image. Ooh, now I'm getting XML. I'm not getting the image now, I'm getting the XML. Let me open this. I will continue to code even if AI is in my face, pushing me out. This t-shirt can sell, right? What do you think? Can this t-shirt become something somebody can choose? Nobody want to code actually. Yeah, because save image, I'm getting XML and I will not download XML. What is going on with ChatGPT right now? Because they're making this image imaginable. Let's see. Okay. These are things that should not stress you. Imagine to download image become an issue. This image is PNG according to the image, but on my image viewer they are saying unsupported file format. That's what I'm getting on my image viewer. So this image wanted to make my experience a little bit interesting, which is good. I love these challenges. You see, who could think about this, that for some reason the image will choose to be image and make my coding experience so interesting. All right, so let's go to the next part, because we haven't finished everything. This image should not what's going on? Yeah. Okay. This image should not stop us from continuing our activity. Right. So we can do that. We have fixed a problem that we didn't have even before, but yeah, we fixed it. Thanks. Thanks for everyone who has stayed and checking until we fixed it. Now, we saw that you can remove metadata, but also you can read metadata. Now let's find what I was saying about the addition part, because that part that I added on this endpoint, where is it? Which is markdown. This was no replacing. Let's replace. So for replacing, it's also easy. We just click there, which look easy because you have the UI, but yeah, you can bring any image. I downloaded this image online, so this should have let's check this image. This is from ChatGPT. Where is that? Yeah, where is the file explorer? Now this, I have this other image from ChatGPT. Very good image. I was testing the video, the video where kids are talking. It's a very cute one. Where are you? There you go. So yeah, we have this image here. So let's see this image. This is from ChatGPT also. Before today, it has been for a while, I think. I will not go to the press. I will go first to read. Extract. Yep. So why am I stressing about this? Let me show you why am I stressing about that. Let me show you why I will not sleep tonight because of that part. Metadata to go. I think that's this site. I think so. Why am I stressing about that is because of that. And it's just for reading, because the removing my app is already doing that. But for reading, my app is not getting everything that I wanted to get. I think I can do it here. That's the image. Here, we have this. How many do we have? So there is this other tool. I don't know. When I was doing my research, that's when I found out about this, which is good. It's amazing. But yeah, so it will show you the metadata like mine, but little bit more information on the C, on that part that I'm telling you that I'm very much going to work on it regardless how much time it will take me. Yeah. And that's where you find really a lot of information hidden about the image and the like from ChatGPT, all those kind of things. You see, first of all, there's this action software agent, GPT-4 or Zillow, OpenAI API. This information are from the image. This information are all from image. And all of this information, this is Action Digital, source type, which is good. It's very, very good. And what other platforms now are doing, when you upload this kind of image, the platform will be able to read the metadata and add a tag on that particular image that you uploaded, saying that, okay, this image is from AI, and you feel like, how did they know? It's because of this information here. Yeah, all this information here tells whatever system will read that, okay, this is so and so, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and all of these are coming from that particular metadata I told you, metadata segment I told you, which is new. This is the new version, C2PA. Yeah. And what if you're asking yourself, what is C2PA? Yeah. So this, here we go. C2PA is a joint development foundation project that develop standards for certifying the source and the history of media content. Learn more about that. Yeah, that's what it does. And that is within the images that you are culling, you are sharing around. There's this particular segment that has been added, which can allow anybody who is going to get the image to learn more about the image itself. Where did you get it? What was the time? If we go back here, we'll see even the time that I got that image. Yeah, let me show you when was that image created, and even the folder that it was saved in the server of whatsoever, a server of OpenAI. Yeah, it's a lot. But the good thing is now my app calendar can remove this, but I want to work on the reading. I want to read this, all of this information also. But if you want to remove, remove them as easy as that. I will show you using this app because this is not my tool, so it will be easy to give you the experience that, okay, it's really that small app that we have been working together with this guy to build can remove these particular things. So this is the image we are talking about. No, we need to do the remove. And this is for learning purpose. Yeah, remember that. This is for learning purpose. So we are grabbing this image, we're bringing it there, ChatGPT, blah, 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 and we remove that, and boop, that image is downloaded, cleaned. Now we go to our new guy here. So you see all this information. You can see that, right? Then we go, we say, okay, let's go back. Let's upload another image. No, that. Let's upload the cleaned one. Let's upload the cleaned version of that and see. And yeah, the cleaned version is here. So this is cleaned version of ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. And the size, remember the content also push the size of the image. It's doing the thing it knows better. And boom. Why? Yeah. Why we have double? I don't like to have doubles. You have double scroll. Why? Okay, so this is now the cleaned version. The cleaned version is real clean. You see, we didn't change the name, so the name will stick the same way. And if I could have the two sides, you could see that the file size should change a little bit, because metadata take a little bit some bytes. But also we have PNG, we have the main information for the image. Yeah, this is beautiful. And that's the app that we built today to make sure that you can be able to read the metadata of the image, you can be able to clean when it's necessary, if you have the reason to do that, and if you are not violating any copyright, if I can say. Maybe there is that you need to find out. When you are doing that, make sure you know what you are doing, and legally you are allowed to do that. Because if we are not, then it will be tampering with information, which is another story for another day. But yeah, at the end of the day, you can do as much as that, and you have the clean image that you want, especially if they are all your image. Please do that without hesitation, because those are your image. You have all the right on your images, and that starts with the image that you take pictures. So think of this: if we have this app in your phone, you can be able to clean your image before you push it anywhere. You push it on TikTok, you push it anywhere. You make sure that your images are cleaned, and whatever you are sharing, it's either on the visual part, not the other way around, which is safe and secure for you. Good. Yeah, I don't know why this image was so good and they chose not to be accessible. I don't know. It's okay. Yeah, and now replace metadata. Let's go there. Let's go to replace metadata. We have our image, which have a lot of things, but we can say, okay, no, now, in this case, this is your image, you have all the rights, whatever. So remember that. Yep. Remember that. And if you are still here, please say something so that we know that we are together. I really like that. And I appreciate everyone who is here, who is taking time to be on this part. So when we can do the replace now, we can say who is the author. We can say, oh, time is up. Thank you. Yeah. Let's do the author quickly. So the author maybe is the author of this will be now. Why is reading that? Okay. Metadata info, title, software, copyright 2025, keyword, a beautiful kit. I don't know, you can choose. This is nothing much. You can even have a description. I made to test the speaking kit on social media. And you're good to go. Then you are sure it's uploaded, you just quickly press. If the image is perfect, is good, then done. And the image modified is here. We can go and read this from our app or from anywhere. If we go to read from here, we can go to extract and we can say, where is modified image? And we say, okay, let's bring this in. So then file name is modified. This is the information. It has the author, title. So nice. Can you imagine that? Now your images are very, very well protected. I don't know. Sounds so easy, but not. If you share it, people can also have the same knowledge you have to wipe it out. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is done by someone who really knows what they are doing. Actually thinking about metadata, you know what you are doing. You should, otherwise it's hard to think about that. People like you can think because you are exposed to things like why this is happening. You question everything. Yeah. And that's all for today. I reached to this because I saw that image I uploaded on LinkedIn having that tag, and I was like, why? How did they do that? And then I reached to this, and now I have my endpoint API that I can do anything. And I'm thinking about MCP. We can power it up to be MCP and do the rest of the thing. But at the end of the day, be careful with the information you share, but also if you are a programmer or if you are interested in coding, build tools to help you remain safe and sound, because at the end of the day, you are in charge of your destiny one way or another. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone, and until next time. Tomorrow I'll be building, let me finalize this to MCP, add a version of MCP, but also deploying it. No, I will deploy it right now. Let me show you, because my time is up. I haven't pushed anything, so I will push by clicking here. I get a message. I don't want to write that. No, they need me to log in. Do they? Because this is the initial message. Ooh. sure. I don't need this guy to take my time. So as long as that my Docker is working, I can push this. Yeah, please. Okay, don't show again. And after pushing this, yes, I can go now to my VPS and deploy this quickly, easy, and straight. Quickly, easy, and straight. Why? Because I'm using my VPS support Docker, and it's like straight. Let me go there. So I'm using Easy Panel. Have you heard about Easy Panel? I'm self-hosting number of things, but yeah. Easy Panel is so good, man. It's so straight, so easy. We call meta info. Easy Panel is one of the good to use. So what you do here, you go to GitHub, because I'm using GitHub, and you need to be connected to GitHub. But yeah, from there you say your username, and after that the repository. Where is the name of the repository? Should be here. What was the name again? User info, right? Do I remember that? Do I need to go to GitHub? It's easy. Yeah, it should be user info something. Metadata info. Yeah, it's metadata info. Now I remember. Metadata info. And now you need to say the branch. I think the branch we are working on is main. Yeah. I don't memorize all of this, but yeah, the branch is here. It's main. Because I know I can where to get them. If you know where you can get information, never use your brain to keep things that are there. Use it to keep things that are useful. So here is, you say Docker, and if your Docker file has a different name, this is where you need to make sure you specify. Now my Docker has no environment variables, has no any other things, so it's straight. So the only thing I can do here is to just press deploy, and they will start doing the deployment. How do we know that? We can go to deployment, and we can view the process, how it's happening. And yep, if we didn't miss anything, then we are done. Good. Okay, I think, yeah, 4 minutes, 8. I don't know, I like to come here to see the process. I don't know why, but I love it. I love to see it, because also it shows me what libraries are being added, what have issues, what are taking longer. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Thank you, Agent K. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. You guys have been amazing. Have been really, really amazing. So yeah, the app is now deployed. I can be able to share with friends and family. They can be able to use this app now. Just by clicking here, I'll be having the app. No, it will not be there, because I have to change the port. Yeah, I have to change the port. You need to go to domain. you need to align the port that is exposed to the port that is being used here. So they are getting the port info. Or you can write. So you can, maybe this will not come out, but if you know the port that you exposed, you write it here and then you save. Then after saving that, then you are good to go. You can click this button and your website will be live, up and running. You see, very good, very easy, to the point. If it worked, it will work. Yeah, that's how this easy panel make it easy indeed. So you can try it also if you want to deploy, you want to do some VPS, you own your own space so that you can deploy number of project. Yeah, it's a good tool to have. It's a good tool to have. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate. I think this is